Hi everyone, welcome back to Link's Awakening. So, in the last part I finished up the third dungeon. I still can't believe I managed to get through 3 dungeons in 3 videos, although I suppose it's not really that big of a surprise. But in this one I'm going to head off and do the bonus dungeon, which is exclusive to the DX version, the colour dungeon. Which does mean that I'm going to lose my special tunic, but the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm going to do the glitch again later on, even though I literally said that I wouldn't in the second video. Can this thing please die? Because I actually found out that there's another kind of tunic you can get, which looks even better than this one. In fact, there's 2 other ones you can get, because I did a lot of research into the tunic glitch, and I found out some things that I didn't know about it before, and as far as I could tell weren't really documented, at least on YouTube. So, I'm quite happy about that. This should make the game a lot more interesting. So, Colour Dungeon is just down here. These ghosts do quite a lot of damage, so I'm just going to equip the feather and the sword. So the solution here is to just start from this one, then go anti-clockwise. Oh no, clockwise. Yeah, clockwise. So it's just down, then left. This one sometimes takes a while to push. I got it quickly there. Up, right, and up. And you can do this at any point in the game. But because this is 100%, I do need to finish this dungeon at least once. So yeah, these guys ask you what colour their clothes are, and I guess this is just to make sure you actually are playing it on a Game Boy Color, because you can play the DX version on the original Game Boy. It's in black and white, but you know, it's still the same game really. And yeah, I can't remember if it's possible to just like luckily guess which one they are. I think it's always like red on the right, blue on the left, but I don't know. So this dungeon's pretty unique, obviously, it's just exclusive to this game. It's got a nice little remix of the original dungeon theme from the original Legend of Zelda, which is a cool little feature. And it's also the only dungeon which has 3 what I would call proper bosses. I mean, like some of the other dungeons have got a bunch of mini bosses, but this one is kind of annoying for having 3 main ones. You have to use magic powder to kill this. I don't think there's any other way to do it. And it does a lot of damage as well, so you just need to keep your distance and also ration your magic powder, because I don't really have that many. I think it's like 6 hits or something it takes. So, yeah, 6 hits. Just going to play it safe and grab this fairy here. Don't really want to risk dying or anything. But yeah, this dungeon's actually quite short. I mean, I know it's a bonus one, but I would have liked it if it was a bit longer. Got the Nightmare Key already, so I can just warp back to the entrance. With my sword actually, because that first room, all the enemies in it will have respawned. So yeah, rooms like that, I think you probably get like the dungeon map or something from that. I'm not gonna bother. Don't need it. Just again bringing up the save and quit menu. The pause menu would also work, just to like get rid of the text. There's a second boss of 3. It takes 2 arrow shots to kill this guy, but you shouldn't shoot the second one right away because he will block it. Oh god, he's blocking all of them with his rocks. Yeah, this is bad. Or whatever. Wasted like 2 arrows there. It's no big deal. I should still be able to effortlessly defeat the final boss. I mean, he's not even any really... Ugh, what an awful sense. He's not really harder than the ones that I've done so far. That's what I'm trying to say. Uh-oh, get away from that. And here comes what is arguably the worst room in the game. At least if you're speedrunning the game, because it's just like really hard to do this quickly. Actually, this is going pretty well, I must say. I'm quite shocked. But then stuff like that happens and it's just like, whatever. I mean, how did that not go in? Like, it was literally right there. No, get in. And you're getting in with the sword. Okay. Yeah, you can lose a lot of time there, it kind of sucks. But we're actually pretty much done with this dungeon already. I mean, I remember when I played this game the first time, the colour dungeon kind of confused me a bit. There were some rooms that I found it quite hard to get through, but it just really isn't the case at all anymore. It really is very short and simple. And skip that switch as well. So I'm just going to bombard this guy with arrows. When he turns red, that means he's got 1 hit left. So I should be able to... Oh, but if that shit happens... No, now I've ran out of arrows, so there's nothing I can do. I just need to batter him with a sword. And it's 1 more hit anyway, so that's cool. Not an issue. Let's just grab the fairy, because I am a wimp. And here's the great fairy. Can I talk to her from the side? Nope, has to be from down here. Alrighty. So yeah, sadly I'm going to lose my damaged sprite tunic for now. Not an issue, I'm going to get another one back really soon. I'm going to take the blue tunic. Might as well make my time here a little bit. No, actually, we'll take the red one because it's going to make the next section ever so slightly faster, I think. Even though, generally speaking, you'd prefer to have the blue one in a speedrun because it lets you do more damage boosts. It means you're less likely to die to like a tricky boss or something like that. Okay, so that's that taken care of. I'll never need to go back in there. Normally, if this was a speedrun, I would do that dungeon much later, like maybe after Dungeon 4. I know it doesn't sound like much later, but you do quite a lot of stuff before and after Dungeon 4. So, yeah. What am I doing? I've got the Pegasus boots. So I'll just head over here, and before I do anything else, actually I need to go in this cave. Because there should be a heart piece in here waiting for me. Ugh, I can never get through there before that thing hits me. I don't even think it's possible, actually. Okay, so I've actually ran out of arrows, as you saw in that colour dungeon, so I can't do bomb arrows for the moment. Which is kind of a shame. Okay. So, save and quit back to the entrance just saves a little bit of travel time. Means I don't have to break those stupid things again. Let's get the feather out. So here's Tarin / Mario. He's going to give me the honeycomb, even though, as you can see from this pause menu, I haven't got any trade sequence items. Because if you beat the third dungeon, or I might actually just be if you enter the third dungeon, the game assumes that you've been to the castle and you've gotten the 5 golden leaves and whatnot, which means that, like, in order to do that, you should have the stick from the monkey, which you get by giving him bananas, which you get from the dog food, the ribbon and the Yoshi doll and all that stuff. Now, the Yoshi doll is actually completely gone now. Like, if you go back to the trendy game, you'll see that it's not there anymore. So, yeah. But it doesn't matter because, like, the trading sequence has actually started now, only it's like a couple items in. So, a couple things I can get in the prairie right now. I'll just pop down here. Because I have 5 secret seashells, I'm going to pop into the secret seashell house, which eventually is where you get the upgraded sword, but if you go in there with 5 or 10 or 15, it has to be those exact numbers and it gives you a bonus one. This means that 3 of them are permanently missable in the game. Like, if I were to come in here with 6, without having previously come in here with 5, I would never be able to get this one. And because it's kind of on my path, I'm just going to pick that up. Saves a bit of time. Okay, so I want my sword back out. Because there's another one right here. Okay, so there's a third one that I can grab just in this little maze section here. There's a 4th one in the maze section, but it takes forever to get, so I'm not going to bother. Let's get rid of these. As you can see, the red tunic, it acts like the piece of power, but without the like the faster movement speed. And yeah, next to that owl statue up there, there's a secret seashell, but it takes a year to get to it, so I'm not going to bother. Just going to grab this one under here really quick. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm going to do a quick save warp. And if I remember correctly, this will actually take me back to the cave. Yeah, I think that's really weird. Like, you'd think it would put you outside the secret seashell house, but it doesn't. Anyway, it works for me. So I'm going to head back into the village now. Should probably have the Pegasus boots out, don't really care. Let's just check how many photos I've got. So it's given me 3. I'm not sure which ones those are. It doesn't really matter because the next time I do the tunic glitch, it's going to edit the photo count again. And I can only really hope that it gives me the Richard photo because otherwise I can never really get it. Unless I do the tunic glitch again and it writes it to the memory in that case, which ultimately I would need to do since this is a 100% run. Uh-oh. Oh god. Kinda wishing I had the blue tunic right now. These guys do a ridiculous amount of damage. Actually, I'm just gonna grab that. Why not? Okay. So here's the ocarina. A very annoying item in this game, actually, because it fucks up your pause menu quite a bit. Sometimes. Not right now, because it's just like one item, but when you have multiple songs on it, it's just a pain in the ass. Okay, so Marin's right here. Normally, well, not normally, but you can get her song after you like take her out and take her to the animal village. I want to get it now, and my reasons for that will become obvious a little bit later on. So, yeah, this is the Ballad of the Windfish, probably the best song from this game. definitely one of the most memorable Zelda songs in general. They obviously put a lot of effort into like the music for the Game Boy games. The oracles are pretty much the same. And yeah, I feel like they're overlooked by a lot of new gamers because they're 2D, you know? Like even Ocarina of Time and stuff I feel is overlooked a little bit. But these are definitely things that should be checked out. They're very, very good, very enjoyable. Okay, so I wonder what happens if you say no here. She probably sings it again, which would be horrendous, so I'm not going to do that. Okie doke, so we got that. There's another photo that I can grab right now. I mean, you can get this at any time as long as like you don't have a partner with you, so as long as Marin or Bow or whatever's not there. You can just come up here and pop into this window and the mouse guy will come across and take a picture of the guy inside. So, get that one out the road. Alright then, so the last thing that I want to do in the village for the moment is up here. The little fishing mini game. You know, for the longest time I thought that that orange thing under his face was like the top of his jacket or something, but I think it's actually his beard. I think you find that out later on. Okay, so I need to catch this little tiny fish at the top first. It's not possible to get the bigger ones unless you get rid of him first, because he just gets in your road. I mean that, it's literally not possible as far as I'm aware. So try again. Of course he has to explain it again because I am an idiot who can't remember anything. So, I'm going to go for this one now. Because this is the only fish really that I need to get. And it has a big heart piece. A big heart piece? No, it has a regular heart piece on it and 20 rupee prize. So, I'm not going to try again. Okay, so... Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the next part of this right now. I was planning to stop this video here, but... I think it'd be best just to do this right now. So I'm going to head over to the Waterfall Warp, which is the next one after this. Obviously I haven't been to the Animal Village yet, which is where I'm going to head to. Now, at this point you would take a different path to get to Animal Village, and eventually it would require you to have Marin and stuff like that. All of that can be skipped if you do this cool little glitch in here. So I'm going to pull out the feather, and what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a backwards jump like that. You see how Link's kind of moving backwards like that? I'm going to do it angled up against this rock, and as soon as he touches the rock, I'm going to hold down and left. Like that. And it just makes him pop up like that. You can do it the other way as well, so up left, just puts him up like that. This trick is not really allowed in speedruns because we don't tend to allow out of bounds stuff in this game, just because it can theoretically allow you to skip large portions of the game. But yeah, because this isn't actually a speedrun, there's no issue with me showing it. Alright, so, let me think. Okay, I'm going to start killing things because I'm going to need to get the piece of power later. So I'll just kill everything that's on my path. In fact, there's also... Come on. There's also a secret seashell down here that I can collect. So let's just pick that one up as well. I'll just put these on for the journey back, actually. Okay. Alright, back to the feather and the sword. I'm also wishing that I had arrows still right now, because there's a boss coming up which I could kill really, really quickly if I did have arrows. But I'm going to have to do it with the sword. Hopefully I can still do it relatively quickly because I do have the damage tunic. No. I don't think you can actually hit him unless... Like, you can't hit him early unless you have arrows. But that's okay, I'll just kill him like this. It should still be quite quick. Don't fall in the pit. I'm going to have to go down there later anyway. I mean, I could have probably avoided it entirely if I just got the secret item in the cave when I was in there the first time, but I wanted to get it like this. Okay, so the angler key. Can I avoid going down the pit? Yes, I can. Well, I'm going down anyway. So yeah, you're never supposed to be able to get that key without Marin. You need her to get past the walrus, but I've managed to get it. Now, here comes the tricky part of this whole thing. How do you get back past the walrus? I'll just go down and quickly demonstrate why this is an issue in the first place. But yeah, nice heart container, not bad. I probably just shot myself in the foot there a little bit because to get the piece of power, it depends on like how many hearts you have. Like if you have, I think it's like over 6 and it takes 35 enemies. If it's under 6, or 6 or under, then it's like 30 enemies. And it just kind of increases, but not a big deal obviously. I wonder if, like, you do quadruple power if you get the piece of power after having this tunic. Probably not. But anyway, let me just pop down here and quickly show off the issue with the walrus. You know, for the majority of this playthrough, I'm probably not even going to bother getting rid of him. It's kind of a pointless cutscene. Alright, come on now. Okay, so the walrus is down here. And what I'm going to have to do is jump down here. Now, if I just jump down here normally, then in this game, when you jump down a ledge, it pushes Link into the centre regardless, and that would make me permanently stuck in the walrus. A save and quit would put me back at the cave, but I'd still be on the desert, so I'd still be stuck. Now, if I go to the edge like this and hold down and left, then he will jump at the very edge. But even that's not enough. Like, if you do that right now, you'll still be stuck inside him. But if you get the piece of power and do that, then you'll have enough speed to actually, like, declip from him. And it's the only way to get past it, so I'm going to go and do that right now. I need to go and get the piece of power, which means I have to kill hundreds of enemies. But that's not going to take me too long, because I do have the red tunic, and it kills enemies really quickly. Need to avoid the Guardian Acorn, so I pick one of them up by accident, then I need to wait for it to expire, or purposefully get rid of it, as would more likely be the case, and yeah. I don't think it resets the piece of power count, but it would still be an inconvenience, so... Right, we must be getting quite close now. I also don't think the piece of power count, unlike the Guardian Acorn count, I don't think it resets when you enter like a cave or something like that. I could be talking crap, I really don't know. I know that the tunic glitch resets whenever you go off the overworld. Okay, piece of power. I should have brought up the save and quit menu there. I forgot you can actually skip this little bit of text with it, but no big deal. Okay, so I'm moving really quickly here. Just barely quick enough to get out of here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wedge him just down like that. I'm going to play it safe, I'm going to jump, I'm going to pause, and then when I unpause I'm going to hold down and left. And I wasn't down far enough. Okay, so now I'm down far enough. Jump, pause, unpause, hold down and left. So I'm now here, but because I've got the piece of power I can just walk straight out and I can't get back in. If I were to go back to the desert, which I'll never need to do because I got everything that it has, then I would have to go and do the Marin skip glitch again with the rock and the backwards jump thing. Okay. And unfortunately I'm going to lose my piece of power now, but it had to be done, so can't really complain. There's a quick heart piece that I can grab in here as well. I can just get over like that, yep. Oh, well, whatever. No big deal. I think the intended way was either to take... There's like a bombable wall on the other side of this place. I think you can just get through there. But I don't know if you can bomb it from the first side, actually. The other way would be to blow up that rock and then use the hook shot, which we get much later on to get across. Okay, so let me think. I think that's everything that I can do in Animal Village for the moment. Let me just check. I've learned Marin's song, so... Yeah, actually there is one more thing I can do. I can go and trade the honeycomb for the pineapple, which is actually the thing that initiates the whole Marin sequence, where she goes onto the beach and stuff. She won't go to the beach unless you've done this part of the trading sequence, so I'm just going to go and do that, because I want her to be there. Just talk to this guy. Now, this guy talks for an absolute year after you give him this, right? Just watch what happens. So I've got the pineapple. I want to do a save and quit as soon as this is done, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold select, start, and A, and just... When it gets to the last bit like this, I'm just going to hold B as well. Brings up the menu. Now, it's really important that you do that if you're ever speedrunning this game, because if you don't, then the guy talks for seriously like 40 or 50 seconds about Marin, and nobody wants to hear that. And of course, I've now activated this warp as well, so I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I want to do right now. I don't think so. I guess the next thing that's on my agenda is to do the tunic glitch again, which sadly is going to reset my photo count, so I've got 4. Let's just go and check which 4 those are, because they are going to reset, and I would like to know, just out of curiosity, you know, what they are. If one of them is the Richard photo, because it's important that I do get that, since, as I've mentioned before, it's the only one that you can permanently miss in the game. Well, technically you can permanently miss the Marin photos as well, but because of certain actions that I'm going to be taking, I'm actually going to be able to always get the Marin photos, so let's just pop over to the photo booth and have a look. Okay. I don't think it's ever possible to have any photos except for the first one, except for the stealing one. So yeah, let's just have a look. I don't think number 10's the Richard one, is it? I think number 7 might be the Richard one. I could be wrong. I am wrong. Okay, well that's good. So I need to make sure that I get number 10. As long as I get number 10, everything else is fine. What are these ones? Bow Wow. So actually, yeah, I mean, that makes sense actually. I'm talking crap, you know. See, because I got the red tunic legitimately, it didn't overwrite the stuff. Although I thought it would have, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crap right now, I don't know. Anyway, save and quit because that's going to be it for this segment. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.